far, far away. Just a few miles east of the Aroostook Center Mall is the Canadian border. This mall is so far removed from the rest of the US, even the so-called Dead Mall King won't come here, and I dare him to prove me wrong. For now, let's get a look inside this classic 90s mall in Maine. Aroostook Center Mall is the only enclosed mall north of Bangor, and is the third largest mall in Maine. Two things were going for this mall when Widewater's development opened the mall in November of 1993. The Loring Air Force Base, and Canadian shoppers looking for better deals across the border. The mall itself would host Porteous Department Store, Sears, JCPenney, and Kmart. Unfortunately, the Canadian shoppers began to shift their interests elsewhere, and this would cause Presque Isle's economy to take a hit. But what truly hurt the area was the sudden closure of the Loring Air Force Base in 1994. The timing of this was just terrible for the Aroostook Center Mall, and began to drag its performance down. In fact, the mall itself was never fully leased with national chains, and would end up losing stores like Spencer's, KB Toys, and Lecter's. Because of this, Widewaters would be forced to auction the mall to Eddie and Ralph Sitt, based out of New York City, the mall selling for a measly $10 million. The hits would start to come in when Porteous announced its closure in 2003, the store being among the last of the chain before operations ceased permanently in October. In 2004, Staples would come into the Porteous space and would continue operations for the time being. It seemed that the mall would hold out, for now at least. An article in a 2009 release of the Bangor Daily News outlines a plan for Aroostook Center Mall to get a green makeover. This overhaul of utilities would be designed to reduce the mall's carbon footprint along with its impact on the environment. This overhaul would focus primarily on the HVAC system, replacing old units with newer, more efficient ones. The 2010s would be a slaughter for the Aroostook Center Mall. Although there was an announcement of TJ Maxx coming to the mall in 2011, I have been unable to confirm whether or not this happened. Meanwhile, the closures would begin to kick into high gear, as Deb stores, Sears, and Staples all closed in 2014. In 2015, a family entertainment center known as the Main Jump closed its doors for the last time, citing rent and financial issues. 2016 would then see Kmart flee the mall, leaving JCPenney behind as the sole anchor to the mall. 2017 would see some good news, though, as the old Sears became subletted for a Harbor Freight, while VIP Parts, Tires, and Services would utilize the old Auto Center. The biggest hit would finally come at the end of 2017 when Sitt Asset Management's loan on the mall matured and the mortgage holder, Wells Fargo, would put the mall up for auction. No buyer would approach this auction, and on October 31st, 2017, Wells Fargo would obtain ownership of the mall. And then, in March 12th, 2019, Kohan Retail Investment Group would purchase the Aroostook Center Mall for a bargain basement price of $4.65 million. As usual, Kohan would speak of a big game of refilling the mall with new tenants. Although in this instance, I could probably forgive him, as no one could have predicted the dumpster fire of 2020. Coming out of the initial economic shutdown of 2020, however, you can see a faint glimmer of hope as the mall remains open, almost defying the odds. JCPenney, Bath & Body Works, Olympia Sports, Dollar Tree, Harbor Freight, and a handful of small businesses remain open as of the making of this video. Additionally, the food court has even gained a tenant, Pronto Burritos, to bolster its dining options, which include Ruby Tuesday and Chopsticks. The directory even speaks of a cinnamon roll shop called Sticky Buns coming soon. I admire a mall that refuses to die completely, and would certainly hope that the Aroostook Center Mall comes out as a community mainstay once more. Maybe in the not too distant future, I could come back reporting on a new age for this mall. And just like that, we are already almost done touring the Aroostook Center Mall, a charming 90s mall that has had a tragic history, but might just come out the other side. Hopefully, whatever happens next won't be too much of an impact on this mall, but we can only wait and see for now. If you're ever in the area, for whatever reason, take a few minutes to visit this mall, even if it's just for a bite to eat or to go mall walking. There's a certain charm about this place that I just can't shake. It seems that management cares about this place and is certainly doing what they can to keep it on its heels, and more power to them. I really do hope it succeeds. As we depart the mall, I'll have links to social media as well as Ko-fi in the description below. Do pass a like, a comment, and maybe a share while you're at it too. Thank you for having me, Presque Isle, and until next time, this is Doomie Grunt, wishing you and the Aroostook Center Mall farewell and good luck in the coming winter.